Welcome to Sunshine Slingers, brought to you by Big Dog Solar.
Hello and welcome to the Sunshine Slingers. I am Ben Kaysen here with my friend Neil McCulloch. Neil, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
It's a beautiful day to talk some solar. We're getting into fall, and so a big question that people have been asking is about kind of the fall leaves getting on your solar panels. Like, does that matter? Do I need to get up there and get the leaves off myself whenever they see the leaves fall? What does that look like?
Yeah, so I mean, that's definitely one of those questions I like, probably one of the first offers. It is a good thought though. I mean, obviously leaves are opaque, so you don't want them up there too long.
Yeah.
I would say that in Colorado, we definitely get those breezes a lot, and that'd probably take care of it. And we don't really have like those big, massive oaks or those huge leaves that would just seem like they would pile up, and you see the kids jumping in the big piles.
Yeah.
But you definitely, if you're in one of those situations, maybe over there like Elizabeth Street, Greenwood, and all that, and you have those big, massive trees, and they pile up, we would probably want to do something about that, because like the sun shining through them is not going to be the best. Hopefully, they would not be up there too long. Just like everything, the seasons kind of come and go pretty quickly here. But yeah, you definitely want to get them down, and they would definitely hinder your production. So if you see them up there, give us a call. We could probably get your guys out there, because I know you don't want to be on your roof doing that kind of stuff. Wouldn't be too much about a quick brooming, but maybe make that part of your fall getting ready for winter there, and scoop them all up. That would be my advice on that. I don't think it would be a huge hindrance, but definitely something if they're staying up there and the wind's not getting them down, or that you got a roof where they just kind of gather, you definitely want to do something about it.
Yeah. Has that ever been like a problem, do you think?
It's funny, our sales guy Adrian is probably the house that has the most of that. And like last year when we kind of like were looking at that, we were looking at his roof, and I'm like, man, you got a crap ton of leaves up there. But like we haven't really had anybody call us out to do it. So yeah, I don't know. Like I'm definitely like thinking like, Elizabeth down in that area, maybe some of the county houses that have been there a little bit, like that could be more of an issue. But I don't think I've ever had a call out and be like, hey, we have too many leaves on our roof. So I'm thinking that wind mostly takes care of it around here, just because you know how it is. Like you get a hot day and then you get a fall day, and usually the in-between's pretty darn windy. So it seems like that does a pretty good job of doing that maintenance for you.
That's cool.
Definitely doesn't help in my gutters though, because they definitely accumulate there. But
yeah,
got that flat, smooth surface. They just kind of pop right off.
So is there how many things, weather-wise, is there any other things that maybe get on your solar panels you have to keep an eye out for?
A lot of people bug us about the snow, but the thing about Colorado is like you do have a ton of sunny days. So even when we do get the snow, it really only lasts a day on there. And when people are thinking of their bills, it's not like it used to be where it's like every single day matters. We're really going for the course of a year. And Colorado is remarkably consistent over the course of the year. Like we do get these hotter summers but we don't really get where we have a ton of cloudy days. One of the things that affected us, surprisingly enough, is like when those California fires were happening this summer.
Oh, yeah.
Like even on my own house, it was the first time that I had a bill the whole time. And I mean, we basically had the entire, month of July. Yeah. It was cloudy every day, like kind of smoggy. And I really did see production. I could see it on my little graph, because like one of the cool things is we get the monitoring equipment. So I was looking at the bars, and it came up considerably shorter, and I got a bill for like $168, and people were like, ooh, that's big, but my bill used to be $800. So
wow,
I'll definitely take that in July, but the solar definitely helped out. But it was kind of surprising, because I've had all these zeros on my bill forever and ever and ever. And then all of a sudden I was like, what the heck? And then I thought about it, and I was like, wow, the smoke really did make a difference. So
wow,
if those guys keep burning down all the trees in California, that might be something to consider, but not like the snow. It goes so fast here that you don't really got to worry about that. We get that question a lot, like, oh, should I get up there? I'm like, no, definitely don't get up on your roof in the snow. Like,
maybe a little slippery.
I've been there, done that. It's definitely not that fun. So you don't really just let it melt off. If you're really adamant about it, like I recommend just getting a super soaker with hot water. That's kind of how I did it at my house.
Interesting.
Like just being the cheater nerd kind of that I was, like experimenting with things to see if I could even get it down. Our panels are black, and they do get pretty hot. So as soon as the sun does get on them, they melt that snow pretty fast. But yeah, like weather-wise, not too much. Like we don't really have too many rainy days. You kind of want the rainy days, because they just kind of wash them off a little bit for you. Yeah. People are always like, oh, what about like dust and all that stuff? Do I need to get up there with my Windex bottle? It really doesn't factor. Like I've screwed around with that stuff, just kind of testing it back and forth, just because I wanted to have a better answer for that.
Sure.
And when my panels are squeaky clean, it's kind of hard to compare day to day, but if you get a bunch of days that are kind of the same, like it really doesn't make too much difference. We factor for soiling. That's what they call it in the industry, as soiling. It says getting
gotcha.
If you had a massive dust storm and that stuff was just caked up on there, like you might want to consider just getting the hose, but just a light rinse. People with ground rays, they always show me like their pictures of them, like, oh, we're brushing off our our ground arrays and stuff like that, because they
Yeah.
can obviously get to them easier. And like
Yeah.
it really, in the grand scheme of things, does not make a huge difference over the course of the year. And when you switch to solar, you're really just trying to get rid of your bill over the course of a year more than month to month. So
Gotcha. Cool.
that would be my advice to that. Solar, we try to make it, throw them up on your roof and forget about it for the next 25 years, because that's kind of the appealing. Like nobody wants to be actively kind of working on their solar all the time, especially because a lot of the time it's in shady places and not too many people like to hang out on their roof so much. So
Perfect. Sweet. Yeah. Well, cool. Thank you, Neil. How do you contact Big Dog Solar?
if you'd like to get a quote or talk to us about anything solar, you can reach out to us at 719-423-4900. We are here in Pueblo West. You can come check us out, talk to us in person, shake our hands. Kind of like to do business face to face anymore,
Perfect.
even though we're being hypocrites on this digital format here. That's kind of the way I've always liked to do business. You can definitely step by. I know there's a lot of other companies that are like, where the heck are those guys? But we're right out there by the Walmart in Pueblo West, or 719-423-4900. You can hit us up on Facebook, and we're on all the other Instagrams and TikToks now.
TikTok too.
You can tell us how that works maybe a little bit better, but yeah.
Cool. We'll go check out Big Dog Solar. Give Neil and Adrian, keep following those guys, as well as pay attention to this podcast. We got some big things coming up in the future, as well as if you have more questions about solar, go check out some more of our episodes that we have banked here. We've been answering pretty much every question anybody could have about solar. So come check that out right here on Sunshine Slingers, brought to you by Big Dog Solar.